And that's how the theme song goes. Welcome back to the Constitutionalist Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. And if you didn't know, this is the premier podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's the website. Go there. Okay. Now that I'm actually doing this is really difficult to pretend to do. Before I get started, let me go ahead and give the sponsor a shout out this week. Shout out to the sponsor, Emma Willmann, and her Netflix special on the new Netflix series. Not new. It's new this year, but the Netflix series, the comedy lineup. Emma Willmann is a wonderful comedian, and she's going to be featured on the series, the comedy lineup, which is a series of a bunch of short quarter-hour comedy specials that are released onto Netflix all at once. Just the same thing happened earlier this year. They had Michelle Buteau, a whole bunch of other people on in that first round, but now they have Emma Willmann and a whole bunch of other people in the second round. That's coming out August 31st. Like I said, Emma Willmann, the comedy lineup, Netflix, August 31st. Watch it. Very, very funny stuff. I've seen it and I like it, so go ahead and check it out. Moving on with the episode. So this is very difficult to go ahead and do because I'm not really in the best of moods. It's been a very, I was going to say strange. It's been a not good week. I don't want to say tough because there are people experiencing way worse things out there, but it's been a very not good personal week for me personally. I just said personally in front of the personal. It's very strange because, you spend so much time. Basically, I got broken up with, but you spend so much time with somebody, you like them a lot, and then the person is on a different wavelength than you. You thought you were doing fine, and then it's just all kaput. Kind of like it was a downward sliding slope for that person. I really feel what that person was saying. I get it. I understand. With that being said, yesterday I was told in the morning that we need to have a little chat. And then all day long, it was just, for me, it was bad. For that other person, it was horrible because it just wasn't from what I understand, it just wasn't a good situation for her. And I get it. So yeah, there we go. There's that. And so I'm not afraid to admit I got home from my various jobs and I laid down and I watched. Not just my jobs. It's I got home from the talk and everything, and it was very sad. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm allowing myself to wallow. I'm allowing myself to be within the emotions, because if I just stave them off, then it's just a waste of time. Not a waste of time. It's just, I'm getting so many texts, and it is from my mom. So many texts from my mom. The only person I will text now, apparently. So, they're really sad. But I'm allowing myself to be within the emotion. Before, when I've been broken up with, I've never broken up with anybody. I've only been broken up with, which is very sad. I would say, okay, I would suck it up and I would move on. I would try to fight it with, combat it with trying to go out and trying to be a jerk to somebody, not be a jerk. That's stupid. But being a jerk and going out and sucking it up, as it were, and trying to be a man about it. And I'm using quote fingers around sucking it up and being a man, and try to find the next conquest. But that is not such the case. I'm not that person. I really am not. I'm a very emotional being, and I am just living within what it feels like to like somebody so much, and then just have it all be done with so quickly. And it sucks. It really does. So what I did was I came home and I watched about 7 episodes of You're the Worst. 7 episodes. God, you understand that I am somebody who laments, who just hates binge watching. I hate that. But I got home and I said, I got to do this. I've already been watching, like I said a couple weeks ago, I've been watching You're the Worst, anticipation for the next season. And last night was just, I had to just get in there and just pound 7 episodes down. And then, and then it was like, at some point I said, okay, let me take a break from You're the Worst. And I started watching, I watched the season 3 episodes of Animals, which are on HBO. They're now on Fridays and they are 2 episodes now. And so I just watched that. And then I said, I gotta get back to You're the Worst. This is so sad. This is so sad that this is how I handle things. Other people, and during the whole thing, I popped a bag of, as you can see, my snacks right here, popcorn and Keebler. If you're watching the video, check it out. Keebler Fudge Stripes cookies. They were on sale at Target for $2.28. And I had an entire sleeve last night. I had a lot of cookies last night and popcorn just to wallow in the misery. The misery. Again, people have had worse things happen to them this week. This is just a sad event in my life, and it sucks. At some point, I'll move past it, but it really right now it just blows, and it's a bad thing. And then I couldn't go to sleep, so I finished up. I didn't finish it up, but I got to an episode of You're the Worst, which is PTSD, which follows Edgar during a day when he's having horrible PTSD. And I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna watch The Simpsons. I don't want to watch this sad episode before I go to bed, because You're the Worst is a relationship sitcom, and so I said, why not just end it on the depression episode, the PTSD episode? I banged right through the depression episodes. Because Jimmy came back for Gretchen. I just made myself real sad. Then I watched about 2 episodes of The Simpsons, fell asleep during a third one that started. And then around 3, I could not go to sleep. Around 3 a.m., I was laying there and I said, if I can't go to sleep in 5, I gave myself a timer, 5 minutes. If I can't go to sleep in 5 minutes, I'm going to watch How to Be Single. 10 minutes passed and I turned on How to Be Single. And I didn't even turn on the TV. I didn't turn on this crappy old iPad that's next to me. I didn't turn on my laptop. I grabbed my phone and I laid in bed and I huddled up and I watched How to Be Single. And the sound was halfway up. My white noise machine was going on. All I heard was like, shh, and welcome to New York, New York. And it was, How to Be Single is a great movie. And then that was at 3 something. Then I had to wake up and I had to go to the gym. So I stopped at a point. I had 20 minutes left in How to Be Single. I own this movie. I've seen this movie so many times. I had 20 minutes left. And I said, okay, I got something. I'm going to go to the gym. I went to the gym, had a bad workout, what I would classify as a bad workout. I literally stayed in one spot. I worked on cables for the entire hour and change I was there. And then I scurried off to a dark room to do, it wasn't dark, but I scurried off to a fitness room to do abs alone. There's a woman in there who's getting ready to teach a class. And I just hurried up and finished off my abs. But yeah, like I said, I'm allowing myself to live in this. And I remember at some point when I was watching Welcome to New York, I just had, which is what, this is so stupid. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but there's only like less than 100 subscribers to this stupid show. So I wrote this long note. Basically, and I'm not going to send it obviously, but I wrote this long note. It was kind of like a therapeutic release of what I wanted to say to the person, and all the things, like, you know, how much you meant to me and all that, the stuff. So it's just sitting there. I just got an email. Luke Knoll not returning for season 44. I could have told you that in episode 1 of SNL. Lucas Knowles not coming back. Is it Luke Knowles or Lucas? It's Luke. Anyway, so there's that, and it's today was particularly bad because I noticed that anytime during a song would pause, I turned on U2 when I was at the gym and I just listened to U2, and there's a lot of songs, when Bono's not preaching, a lot of songs about heartache and all that stuff. And I don't know why that came up. Listen to Meg Myers' album, her latest album, which is Take Me to the Disco. Wonderful. Great album for the situation. And I am horribly sad. I'm laughing, but I'm shooting a show and I have to be cheery and upbeat because we've had enough of downer Chad when he's shooting these things. Earlier today when I was doing one of my jobs and I thought, am I gonna be able to record today? Because I don't know if I have it in me. And honestly, truly, I do not. But I got home, I plugged in the cameras to charge up, and I said, give me 30 minutes. And also I've been watching a bunch of clips on YouTube of like The Daily Show and Never Not Funny, just to take Never Not Funny's video feed from Never Not Viney. And I've been just doing that just to take my mind off of things. I noticed that, like I was saying at the gym, notice that if there's ever a pause in the music or a pause in a podcast, like I'm skipping through an ad, it just all the thoughts come rushing back. I'm like, oh, what did I do wrong? What's going on? What's this? Who can I talk to? It's sad, and I really didn't want to spend 12 minutes on it, but here we are, spending half the episode of the Constitutionals on Chad's problems. But that's what Constitutionals is. It's an audio diary. I've mentioned it before, and I'm willing to talk about anything to the less than 100 subscribers I have. Less than 100. I actually lost a subscriber on the YouTube channel, and I saw the -1, and I was like, who's leaving me? I can only think it's a bot that was deleted by YouTube itself. But I'm sad. And like I said, I'm just living in the sadness. I still have my laundry sitting on my bed. Not going to get folded this week. I'm going to a wedding on Saturday, which I did invite that person to. Very sad. And that's a 2-hour drive from here. And I'm just going to, God forbid any silence comes up in that drive. My phone dies. I listen to all my podcasts, which won't happen. I have like 22 still downloaded from this week alone, from Monday through Wednesday alone. Like I said, I subscribed to 97. I pared it down, whatever. But I just, that's going to go into another one of those alone. And when last week, I was so excited. I was like, come to this with me, please. It'll be great. And boy, oh boy. Let's move on with the episode. It's 13 minutes. Let's move on with the episode. Last week, Voltron came back on. This is season 7 of Voltron on Netflix. It's a wonderful show by DreamWorks. It's a remake of the 80s show Voltron. I'm scratching my eye, and I know you can hear it on the microphone because I can hear it. It's wonderful. It's great. I'm only like 3 episodes in because again I watch 1 episode a day because I'm a loser. And it's good. I mean they're really wrapping things up. I thought it was supposed to end with the last season. I thought it was going to end with this season. Apparently, they have season 8, which is coming out later this year. And the story up until this point, they killed both the main bad guys, the main bad guy and his son, and now they're rapidly racing towards Earth to save Earth and all of its inhabitants and stuff. And they've been gone for like a couple years due to time travel stuff. Check it out. Voltron's great. There is a very big issue with it. Apparently, I don't really care. It kind of ruined just like a small part of the story, but just whatever. So the first episode back, I believe, of the season 7 talks about Shiro. It outs Shiro as a gay character, which is wonderful, and because it's not his defining characteristic. But they do it in a flashback where Shiro's partner, I hate that word, where Shiro's husband, or no, fiance, sorry. Shiro's fiance is mad at him for taking one last mission to space, which turns out to be the mission that, is Voltron. And Shiro, and then apparently later in the season, which I have not gotten to, is they come back and they find out that Earth was attacked, invaded, and one of the casualties was Shiro's fiance, which is sad. And people are mad because the gay character didn't get enough screen time. And I understand what you're saying, guys, but listen, you gotta pick your battles. They included a gay character without him. I don't know why I said it. Without him being, without the gayness, the quality that is gay being the main characteristic. All right, Shiro he's still a cool guy. was going to say a curse word, but I can't say it. I was going to say BA, but he's BA. He's a cool guy. He's one of the strongest fighters on Voltron. I know what the issue is. I don't understand what the problem is. I'm going to get up and go ahead. Oh, it's still recording. Oh my God, look at me. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and then record it again. I tell you, juggling these two cameras, not worth it. Some would say doing this podcast, not worth it. Some would say love, not worth it. Oh boy, what a serious episode. Anyway, but I mean, I understand representation. I would love for Angela to have been for Boy Meets World, Angela to have been on the first 4 seasons, but she's not. She, we can only assume that somebody in the writers' room of Boy Meets World in season 5 said, "Let's bring Angela into the fold." I was listening to an episode of Yo, Is This Racist today, and I heard that fact that they were doing an ad for Raised by TV, the Stitcher Premium show, hosted by Lauren Lapkus and John Gabris, that Angela wasn't brought in until season 5 when the kids went to college or high school. I just heard somebody scream outside. There apparently have been a bunch of gunfights within the past couple of weeks here, 3, if I recall. And like near where I live, so this is wonderful. But yeah, so I mean, I understand representation. I know it. I get it. I'm a black man. I understand. So yeah, the only reason it seems like I'm in a chipper mood, I am not. So I got the sad news, and then today, back to back, I get 2 pieces of really wonderful good news, and as soon as I, like literally minutes before I started recording the show, I got a piece of really good news, and I looked up into the sky and I went, "You're really testing me," to whoever's up there. Your God, my God, whoever. Just the Big Bang science energy ball that's sitting up there, and I just went, "You gotta be kidding me." Why can't it seems that one bad thing happens and then it's replaced by one good thing? Why can't all good things happen? It really sucks. Really sucks. In fact, as I talk right now, I'm still just thinking about how lopsided of a week this has been. Also this week, Monday, I called Yo, Is This Racist, which is a podcast hosted by Tawny Newsom and Andrew T., where they sit down with a guest and listeners can call in and ask a question pertaining, mostly white people call in and ask a question pertaining to something if it's racist or not. So like if someone has the episode this week was a gay white man wanted to throw a party that was like those balls that they threw in the 80s, I believe, like the TV show Pose, that women of color and gay men and gay black men, gay people of color would throw, and they would do cross-dressing and basically a big, I don't want to say talent show, but like a big show. And so the gay white dude wanted to have something like that go down. And so I made a call. And I said, this is what I really been thinking. I think I mentioned this last week. I definitely mentioned this last week, where it was Crazy Rich Asians is coming out today, actually, that this episode comes out. And people won't have enough, they don't care enough for more than one movie of color to be out, within a year. So last year it was Get Out, and then every other movie with black people and Asians and women and Hispanics and everybody in the world, it just didn't matter because Get Out came out and it was the good one. And then this year it was Black Panther, even though it's a formulaic Marvel movie where the superhero still fights the villain, who is a copy of the superhero, and very true. And it still sounds like it was touched by Disney a lot. It still looks like it was touched by Disney a lot too. But then we have Black Klansman, which is coming out this week. Sorry to Bother You. What is Daveed Diggs' movie? Daveed Diggs. The movie he was in. The movie he was just in. Blind Spotting. That one, Crazy Rich Asians. There's so many movies coming out this year, and they're just gonna fly under the radar. I think, I guarantee. I don't know how much. Sorry to bother you. Let's go to Box Office Mojo. Let's go to Box Office Mojo and figure out exactly. So it's made $15.5 million. I know good and bad is subjective, but Sorry to Bother You was the first 40 minutes are so unique. I'm laughing for a reason. The first 40 minutes are so unique. The last 40 are very unique, but the first 40 minutes are so unique that this movie should gross $1 billion. Black Panther got 700 million, or it maybe got $1 billion. I don't know. And it's insane that Sorry to Bother You. I know it's an indie. I get that. I know Annapurna distributed it, but this movie and Black Klansman and Blind Spotting and especially Crazy Rich Asians, out of all four of them, especially Crazy Rich Asians, should be the ones to make $1 billion versus a movie about a comic book character. Yes, I get it that this is the first leading black comic book character movie since Steel. Yeah, I'm name checking Steel. Steel was the first black superhero movie, and before that, Shaft. Steel starring Shaquille O'Neal, Shaft starring Samuel L. Jackson, and Shaft the TV show. I understand. I get it. That is not the issue. The issue is people not opening their hearts to movies that they definitely should be watching. The Black Panther message is still going to be watered down, and I mean they're a nation that doesn't share their technology with the outside world. I mean, you're not helping. You think that's good for black people? It's not. What if Japan? I don't know. That got really racist. But what if Japan held their technology for China? What if China held their technology? You wouldn't be using phones. All you have is an iPhone. I wouldn't have this Google Pixel 2 XL. Very expensive. Too much money. Pixel 3 is coming out soon, and I got this phone a month ago. I'm very angry about it. Okay. Last but not least, let's finish this up. This was last week, again, when I was in a better mood. Celebrity chef-owned restaurants are doing poorly. So apparently, to a report from Bloomberg Business Week, just because you're a big chef like Gordon Ramsay, Emeril Lagasse, or Guy Fieri, who they have as the header image, it doesn't mean that your restaurant's going to be doing well. So apparently, a bunch of the restaurants that they own, a Gordon Ramsay restaurant shut down, a Emeril restaurant shut down, and so did a Guy Fieri restaurant. I heard last week a very interesting defense of Guy Fieri, not Shane Torres. Go watch Shane Torres on Conan, in which he defends Guy Fieri to a T, and it's wonderful and it's great, and you'll gain so much respect for Guy Fieri. But I heard, I think it was on Pop Culture Happy Hour, maybe, I don't know, where somebody was arguing that Guy Fieri is bringing cultured foods, even though in a flashy manner, to his restaurants, to the mass America that is going to go to his restaurants. The blue collar folks that have never had sushi, they're going to go to a Guy Fieri restaurant and see sushi and see this giant menu, see sushi and go, okay, maybe I want to try that. It's affordable to them and it's going to be delicious because it's a Guy Fieri restaurant. And I think that's a very interesting argument in favor of Guy Fieri, and it's wonderful. But yeah, there's just a bunch of restaurants that have closed down. Let's see. I really should have gotten the other article I saw instead of this one. Oh, you know what? Hold on. This is going to be different. I really should not have done this. Guy Fieri. So it turns out that oh boy, I don't know where it is. Okay, whatever. This is great radio content. Yeah, I was gonna say content, but I don't like that word content. So Eater LA, the food website, gushed about Thomas Keller's charcuterie and tartine and difficulty of getting the reservation. Keller, known for his French laundry restaurant in California's Napa Valley, cut the ribbon with the city's then mayor. Something just sped by and shook the entire apartment complex. It's just 2 apartments. The entire apartment building. Now today the space is vacant. The location closed in December following disagreements over tenant improvements and rent reductions between Keller and the city of Beverly Hills. And that's just one of the starters. Let's see. As with every other art form, the taste and popularity change, says Shep Gordon, agent who nurtured the careers of such celebrity chefs as Emeril Lagasse. The fireworks cannot last so long. All right, so here we go. This is from Bloomberg Business Week. The list of high-profile restaurant closures includes Gordon Ramsay's Maze, which plans to shut down in London after 14 years, as well as Daniel Boulud's 8-year-old DBGB in New York. Oh, I've heard of that restaurant. Wow, that's crazy. I think I've heard of that on. It's been made fun of before, and I want to say difficult people, but I think that's definitely wrong. Lagasse's outpost in Orlando closed in July after 19 years. His Table 10 in Las Vegas served its last meal in December. Jesus. Lagasse declined to comment. A Ramsay spokesperson says the chef will develop a new concept in the Maze space. Oh, okay. Well, at least he still owns it. Can you hear that? Somebody is revving their engine. I paused for a second just to hear what is going on outside. But it's crazy. You would think that, oh my God. You would think, I got to end this episode. They're doing construction. You would think that a chef, a famous chef would be able, Jesus, they're doing construction outside and it is embarrassing that this is happening. I thought I was in the clear. That a celebrity chef would be able to keep things open. Jamie Oliver closed 12 of his 37 UK places this year and found a new partner for his Australian business. Oh my God. And then apparently he's still planning to open 10 locations this year and has a thriving international business, in quotes. Good for you. Which goes to show you that name doesn't always mean the best. Mean the best is what I said. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I got to handle one of those good news things that came up to me. Actually, I got to handle both of them. This is so annoying. But just know that it's tough. I'm really having a tough go of it. I know one day I'll get over it. But I really did like her, and she's great. And this is my audio and video diary. If anybody ever sees this... Oh boy. Hey, real quick before I hang up, what's his name? Philip Mnuchin. Philip Mnuchin. So apparently a bunch of people found out that he had been plagiarizing not just the review, the Dead Cells review for IGN, not just an article that Kotaku found out that he stole from Nintendo Life. He's been stealing his entire journalistic career. His videos. This is so funny to me that you would challenge the internet to find your mistakes. And here it is. He took down the YouTube apology video that he made. And basically IGN is disowning him. They're deleting everything he ever wrote for them in the past few months that he wrote. And apparently he plagiarized a bunch of articles there. Not a bunch, article or two. And I think it's just so funny that he's now getting caught. I'm surprised that he didn't get caught, but I mean, journalism's hard to really pin down unless somebody calls it out specifically. But I think it is very funny. I mean, own up to your mistake. I've done it before. Like I said last week's episode, when I was younger in high school, Twitter was just starting out. I stole jokes. And I feel really bad about it. And one day I'll go through and I'll delete all of them. Yeah. And the worst part is I would steal them and then I would favorite them I would favorite them from the original person. I got a friend that called me out and I never did it again. But I only have 2,000 tweets, so I can go back and delete most of them anyway. Anyway, like I haven't done it in a long time because I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm stupid. I was gonna say something else, but it was gonna be bad. But yeah, there we go. So there we go. That's it. That's all I have for you. I'm gonna go eat the rest of these cookies because, like I said, living in the pain. If you liked what you heard here, God, I hope you did. Or saw. Go to the website youtube.com. Nope. Go to cpluscomedy.com where we got the latest news reviews. Nope. No. Jesus. I'm all sorts out of whack. You hear that construction? Go to www.cpluscomedy.com where there's some stuff. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at Chad Black White. Check out my stolen jokes. Like us on Facebook. Continue listening to the podcast. Head to the webpage, youtube.com/cpluscomedy to check out the premiere show, News Time. This week's episode is about tax incentives. Yeah. For movies and TV shows and grants. So how when a movie or a TV show wants to shoot in a city, so like say Atlanta, which is where I am, then how what the state does, like they'll pay some of their bills. They'll say, hey, you shoot here, we'll give you a rebate, a tax rebate, stuff like that. All right, well, I guess I'll be going now. I am so sad, but these two things happened and I'm just still so sad, but I'm trying to balance that with the happy. So, thank God I'm alive at least. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I will love you forever and ever. And that's what got me in trouble. Okay, goodbye.